Hi everybody. In the previous session, we looked at the best practices in designing a system. While there are several NFR considerations for design, performance is one of crucial NFR for the success of any product. The growth of data and span of users add to the challenge of building a scalable and high-performance system. Let's take a look at performance-related best engineering practices. Use cache wisely. Caliber of production systems have grown tremendously, which gives more muscle part to cache lot more data. However, to efficiently make use of the resources and get optimal performance, one has to be wise in deciding the right cache strategy, which includes what is it to be cached, how long it's going to be cached, what's the frequency of refreshing the data, and so on. These factors put together help in identifying the right caching technology as well. Minimize server round trips. Server round trips not only increase the load on the server, but also consumes more internet bandwidth, which in turn might slow down the performance of the system. One should try to minimize the number of hits to the server. For example, instead of bringing one attribute data from the server, the complete object can be retrieved so that further details are required. It can be retrieved from the object itself instead of going back to the server again. Use memory sparsely. Acquire late, release early. This principle will help in optimized use of memory critical system resources. For example, DB connections can be acquired as late as when the transaction is about to happen, and similarly will have to be released as soon as the transaction is completed. Also, load on the data that is required for the current request and the current page has to be seen. Use lazy and asynchronous processing. There are times where the workload is very high for a single request. This could be due to huge loads of data, complex business logics, integration with external systems, etc. In these circumstances, it's better to split and delegate the workload to a background process and make it asynchronous. This will also help in scaling the system out, as you can add more processing power to process more workload and improve performance. Use remote invocations selectively. Remote invocations are very expensive as they involve a lot of overhead towards establishing the security, encryption, and bandwidth limitations. Therefore, it's advised to use them as selectively as possible in order to gain optimal performance. Profile your code frequently. There is a general misconception that performance needs to be taken care of later during performance or load testing. As discussed earlier, non-functional requirements should also be flowing down your development life cycle, where the NFRs are addressed in every phase. Using a profilers like SQL Profiler, Code Profiler, developers can analyze the performance of their code right at the development stage, and thereby saving time during performance fine-tuning exercise. Audit and instrument performance. Instrumenting performance data is very critical for monitoring the performance of the system. Audit log data can provide vital insights like processing time, bottlenecks, time-consuming scenarios, etc. These information can be used later to fine-tune the relevant areas within the system. Benchmark your product performance. Performance benchmarking is one of the critical steps before taking the product to life. Performance benchmarking allows you to find out the capacity of the system under the given infrastructure. Capacity is usually measured in terms of user concurrency and data volume. Benchmarking will also help you to determine the right kind of infrastructure that will be required to meet the expected load.